Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again. Today, the Russians might have attacked Lviv Oblast in Ukraine, in western Ukraine, with its new mid-range ICBM, Oreshnik. I have a video and we're going to talk about why now, and is this a sign or a threat, a warning for the Brits, for the Americans, or simply is just flexing the muscle alone in the bathroom. I'm talking about Russia. Why? Those guys have just seized one of your oil tankers and you strike Ukraine with Oreshnik. All right, you know what I would do. So I have two articles here, one coming from the Ukrainians, the other one coming from the Russians regarding this attack. And it's been today, January 8th, 2026. New voice of Ukraine. Russia may have attacked Lviv Oblast with Oreshnik IRBM. So, that means you don't know what struck you? It seems like. Ukrainian authorities are investigating an overnight attack on critical infrastructure in Lviv Oblast that may have involved an Oreshnik Intermediate Range Ballistic Missile IRBM. Lviv mayor said. Minutes before midnight on January 8 and 9, locals heard a series of explosions. Various monitoring Telegram channels previously warned of a likely IRBM launch from Russia's Kapustki test range in Astrakhan Oblast. I will show you where that is. With no indication of enemy drones or any kind of missiles having been en route towards Lviv. May assume the region was indeed targeted by an Oreshnik missile. They didn't even know what struck them. So let's see where that is located, where they launch it from, and it's far east. I will show you far east, further east, and Lviv Oblast. Let's start with target. Let's start with Lviv, all right? And then we're going to go to the other map. This is the map of Ukraine. So this missile was launched from some back here, further down east, and it traveled right here, right there, in Lviv, Lvov. This is Poland. This is a warning. These guys did not even figure out what the hell happened. So remember, this is Ukraine. I will show you the other map. This is where they attacked, in the far east. So they said, we're going to travel all this country, over this territory. You will not see it coming. And let's see where the Astrakhan launching pad is. Right here. This is the testing range. Well, it's bigger than that, not only here. All this is a testing range coming from Kapustki. And I'm going to show you, all right? You're going to have all these locations coming from here. Right there. This is the Caspian Sea. This is the Black Sea. This is Lviv. So from here with love, boom, over there. All right, this is Ukraine right here. This is Poland. So undetected from here to there. Let's say from here to there, because this is kind of where the front is. So all this undetected. That means from here there could also go undetected, if you know what I mean. All right, let's see the video, right? This is according to Russians. Suspected Oreshnik missile strike in western Ukraine. Unconfirmed reports claim that Russia hit a target in Lviv region with the newest ballistic weapon. An unverified video posted on social media shows a suspected Russian Oreshnik hypersonic missile strike in western Ukraine. All right, this is the let me put a sound. I'm going to take my melon out so you can have the biggest visibility. All right. I think it has sound. All right, let's do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, about 7 or 8, 9, 10. So about 10 explosions. So, why did the Russians use it? Well, it's a good test, right? You test your weapons. And the other one could be a warning. Well, regarding the warning, I don't think so. I tell you why. Why do you need to strike these guys as a test, and when you have the real enemy seizing your vessels, or the enemy blowing up and attacking your tankers in the Black Sea, or your pipelines in your country, your gas pipelines or oil pipelines, distribution center? Why don't you go straight to the source? That's my point. That's my point. It's like you are let me tell you this. When you are a martial artist, or you are a boxer, you're, let's say, a fighter, and you fight with a shadow, and you're very good at it, but with a shadow. Or you punch the bag, but you're alone with the bag doesn't punch back. So that's how I see this one. You're not challenging anyone. You just hit those guys in Ukraine, in West Ukraine right now, telling what? The guys in the West, the guys say, yeah, but you wouldn't dare to use that against me. So that means 0. 0. Where will you potentially could nuke all of us, and you didn't. This is a conventional weapon. I think 10 of these, if loaded, 10 of them could be a, how do you call it? A tactical, has the same destruction power as a tactical nuclear weapon. So let's see how the Russians brag about it, even though I'm a little bit disappointed, I tell you that. And I will explain with what I am disappointed. Lviv mayor said a piece of critical infrastructure have been hit. Russian Telegram news channel suggests the missile struck an underground gas facility in the city of Stry. Let's find where that is. About 60 kilometers from Lviv. So let's see. All right, let's do that. Let's see if it's going to show me what I need to see. All right there. Here it is. So in the big scheme of things, remember Lviv, it's south, a little bit southwest, but south, right? This is where it's at. By the border of Poland. This is Slovakia, this is Hungary here, and this is where the Russians struck with love from Astrakhan, which is in this area here. From here, there. So, you can show me how good you are hitting the targets in the shooting range. You can show me how fast you can punch a bag and how many minutes. You can show me how good at the shadow fighting you are. You can show me even some Tameshiwari. Okay, that's the enemy. Go get him. That's why a person like Bruce Lee, for instance, he was a very good, how do you call it? A person who showed a lot of, speed, accuracy. He was very good for his times. But go and fight, man. Without fighting, you're just an actor, as Chuck Norris said. Chuck Norris was not much of a fighter because he was fighting in a point system, but still better than the other guys. Why do I say that? And I'm not here to insult them, but one thing is to go full contact on someone, and that guy can knock you out, maybe kill you, maybe get you in a coma, versus a person with a punch system, no contact system, like Shotokan, for instance. You're not afraid. I'm not afraid at all. But when you get in a Kyokushin, that guy can knock you out. So, and when you're afraid, and you are afraid, you tense. And when you tense, you're not as relaxed and focused as in a point system. Now, a guy in the point system should not be tensed, doesn't get knocked out. But in a real fight, when you get that one, he's going to have a shock. Because he's going to be shitting his pants. Because the other guy is not going to be touch touch me, come on, not touch me, babe. It's not gonna be like, touch me, babe. Can't you see that I am very much afraid? What was the promise that you made, that you're gonna knock me out? All right, so that's how it is. The same these guys, you can do this in Ukraine and all that, shooting range, back. I can shoot with only one eye, okay, or with my left, all right? You can do all this. How much? This is circus. Real situation is in front of danger, where you shit your pants and see how you're going to react then. So I'm not impressed. And I guarantee you the Western guys are still not impressed, because as of now, I think it's 5-5, maybe 5-1, maybe 5-0 for the guys in the West. You might say, what's going on over here? Well, tell me, what did the Russians do to the Westerners? And what the Westerners did to them? They crippled their economies. This is just a takeover of the US through the sanctions. Is the Russians dying over there, not the Westerners? Is the Russians who are losing money? Is the Russians who are sanctioned? Is the Russians who are trying to find where to find and sell their oil? Is the Russians who sell their oil for $36 a barrel? All right, put it how much and however you want. Russia is winning, or has been winning, and their victory is they didn't collapse. That is their only victory. They did not collapse. As anything else, they're losing. The territory that they got from Ukraine was taken at the first of the invasion, when the guys already in those Donbas regions were already theirs. They were their buddies. They were the ethnic Russians. So they didn't conquer much. If you look at it in real terms, they didn't like, okay, we start from here and we end up here. No, that was already, let me show you, already those oblasts that the Russians still have were mainly given to them by the guys leading them there. So all these oblasts right here in Donbas, right? Luhansk, Donetsk, Zaporozhye, all these guys where the Russians showed up, they already got them kind of given to them by the guys over there. So after that, nothing happened. And they still got how much? How much of that territory after that? 1%? So again, the Russia's victory is in not collapsing yet. That's all. But on the other hand, these guys are hitting inside of your countries. I haven't heard the Russians hitting inside of the Western countries. But Russia got its Nord Stream pipelines blown up, not the Westerners. Oh, Germany. Germany is under occupation. It doesn't count. So, you know, I'm proud, not proud, I'm happy that those guys did not collapse as a country. I'm happy about it. But Russia is winning? No, Russia is pounded by the Western weapons, with the Western specialists and satellites and all this special operation organized by the Brits and the Americans and so on. So no. All right, these guys gave their garbage to the Ukrainians to fight the Russians. What did they give them? 31 modified Abrams tanks, garbage. Leopard tanks, garbage. F-16s, old shit. Howitzers, Patriot systems, okay. HIMARS, these are defensive weapons. HIMARS, okay. So no. And you strike with Oreshnik. Or in the meantime, these guys took Venezuela from you and China. I just read an article, it was actually about China, supposedly Venezuela. No, it was the oil. Clearly, to take the oil, so nobody has it. We have it. We will manage it. They will, not we. We are their servants anyway, they're hamsters. All right, friends. Yeah, you can flex your muscles. When you're going to send something like this on a real target, then I will say, yeah, you got balls. Until then, those guys don't care. They're not afraid of you. They seize your tankers in the high seas. They're not afraid of you. You can strike with Oreshnik. We potentially can. You could have potentially before, with your nuclear warheads, you can hit London, but you didn't. They seized your tanker. Go back now, sit down, and finish your homework. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.